My channel RJ Trades. If you have not liked and subscribed, don't forget to like and subscribe. So today's I'm gonna talk about crypto, right? Like we are seeing a massive run, as I predicted, as I said. Like if you've been watching, like I actually like gave 10x a video like last year sometimes. I mean, I got message like a lot of people got in. So if you have not, I think it's still we are not too late. But let's get it started, right? This week is all about meme, right? One thing I told was for meme. I mean, you can really ignore that. You can't ignore that. You should not ignore that. I mean, we have seen again and again. I mean, when meme comes, they will go 100, 200, 300%, and that's what exactly happened. And I think like a lot of people, I was not in all the meme. I would say like don't put all your basket in meme, but I think like I mean I would put like if even if you put like $500,000 in one coin, and if it 10x, that's 10,000, right? And if you just hit two or three, that's 30, 40,000 with 3 4,000. So I think it's a small risk for a lot of big return. One thing sure is probably you don't want to meme really when we are full on bull, right? Like I think still we are a little early for some, but I just wanted to kind of go over the chart, what's going on. And yeah, if you have any comments or if you want me to chat anything else, let me know. I will definitely make video on it, but let's get it started, right? So I was kind of sorting by the 7 days. This is coin market cap and sorting by the 7 days kind of gainers. And if you can see that Peep the Frog is kind of leading the pack, 412%. Crazy run, right? Same thing with Dog Whiff Hat Whiff. I didn't even knew this. I never bought it. I do have some Pip and I had some Floki like a little bit, but Bonk and Shib I had and a massive gainer. And also I have Doge has not run, but that's what like there's a lot more potential. One thing is Doge is already like pretty high, right? Like market cap is already $23 billion. That's a lot of money for a meme coin, but still we saw almost 100% this week. So I mean, if you invested literally 1,000, you have like 4,000 in pip. Uh, Almost like 3,000, almost 3.5. I mean 1,000 to 3, that's in a week. That's like surreal. You can make in traditional market, right? Maybe with the options, but I think it's pretty easy play. But let's get dive into the chart, right? Let's start with the bonk. If you see that, right, one thing is really bonk kind of bottom on September October, but if you really draw a trend line right here, I mean, I don't know what's happening. Trend line, I don't know, it happened for some reason, but it was doing that to me before too. Hmm. Yeah, but you clearly see that, right? It just bottomed, but really, even if you like look at the all-time high, I think that would have been really breakout. Like, I mean, again, I don't think it's. Yeah, I think this is the all-time high for the bond because it started in 23. One thing is this data is coming from the different accent, so may not be accurate. But if you really look at, right, yeah, if you really look at that, I mean, just bottomed out right here. So one thing you could have done really is like all-time high right now. I think I don't see a lot of risk reward. They really run up really lot. This is a weekly, but again, like if you really have drawn like weekly right here from there to here trend line, it just kind of broke out from 4012. We are at almost like what, like right now 403. So almost 300%, like really crazy. And look at the volume, right? Like we had the massive volume from pretty much from October, right? Like September, October. Yeah, from October 23 we had a massive run, and it kind of consolidated and kind of running. We may kind of get another leg, but if you see that it ran with the massive volume, then really died out, right? Like nobody was kind of, not many people, a lot of people bought it, but they were not selling it. Right now it's just kind of going up, so I think it's gonna eventually, maybe we'll get a little bit pulled back for the next leg up, but that's what we'll see. Let's look at the Shiv. Yeah, Civ has been there for a while, before like 2021. I mean, I think it's like 20, end of 20. So I mean, this exchange is grabbing. So we had a massive rally, then really died down, like really died down. But it just look at the volume; it's coming up, right? Like if you have this same volume like in 21, you saw that like massive volume. We are nowhere even there. Like it's like half of that, not even half, really less, right? So we still have, I think, like a lot of room for shield, and we haven't even hit all-time high. All-time high is 408 and we are at 402, so almost like 4x. It can literally 4x from here. So uh, I think it's pretty. I mean, maybe if it's get we get pulled back, you can probably add some. But one thing is like when you have that big of a move, your risk reward kind of decreases. Here, basically, you're risking a little bit, but you're if you go down a little bit down too, right? Not much. Like I mean, we are in a bull market. It's a crypto. It can definitely go to zero and whatnot, but we are in a really kind of starting the bull market. So I think still we have a lot of room on the upside than the downside, right? So here your risk profile was really good. Here maybe you could double it, but I mean, yeah, you gotta like if you are trading, you gotta put your tight loss, right? Like you buy it here, so that was kind of seems like some support over here. So maybe if it goes below there, just get out, right? Like if it goes higher, yeah, I mean you could keep averaging up and but have a tight stop loss. And this is Floki again, right? Floki hasn't hit almost like same thing. Like if you look at Floki, here we didn't see that volume, but really here we saw a lot of volume around like February 23. I mean that's February, like 23 was a golden year, right? 22 was all accumulation. 23 we had like massive kind of run starting, but 24 I think it's gonna be 24, 25. I mean, 25 maybe too late, just too much going on EFT and whatnot. But I think this seems like a really good opportunities for a lot of other crypto who has not run. Right now, I think like if you literally get Ethereum, like pretty good chances of doubling, right? Like we had 4800 all-time high. We are at like around 3500, so it's like 7000. So definitely, I mean, I can say like we'll definitely reach 7000 for sure, probably like 10,000 plus, but conservatively 70,000, 7000 or 4. The one thing is when Ethereum is running like that, this meme coin will be like a lot of people's gonna be like, hey, 1 cent's dream, right? It's still like 0.008. You can buy like $100 millions of coins. And even if it goes like cents, they are thinking like, oh, I'm gonna maybe make like like 100,000 or something, right? Like depending upon how much you invest, of course. But I mean, probably not gonna happen that, but it's still like what you can capitalize on that, right? When people are thinking that way, you can really get in, get out. But one thing is with meme, you need to know. I mean, especially if you didn't buy in the lower prices, if you buy in the higher, you need to know when to get out. I think absolute winner. This was the chart I actually like shared before to some of the people, and really look at like look at that, this trend line, it just broke out like perfect entry. Like you could have got in here, and if it go below, you could have really sold out. So you could have really 10-15% you go out, but your reward was really. And the other thing was like you always look at the big pictures, right? Where Bitcoin is running, Ethereum is running, alt is running. So meme will gonna come, right? So I think like you need to understand cycles, and you need to understand how it works. Like it's always like Bitcoin goes first, kind of altcoin kind of doesn't do, then Ethereum kind of go, then once the Ethereum go and kind of rest, then the altcoin kind of goes, right? And meme will kind of jump in the middle. One thing I would say is I think like still not that of a massive run is Doge. I think like it's still like I mean accumulation phase is kind of getting out of that, but still we are like nowhere near all the crazy run we saw it, right? We are like 15 cents, and if you really look at here, we literally reached like 70 cents, right? So I'm not saying like it's gonna reach 70 cents, but I think there's pretty good chance it's gonna maybe double or triple from here, right? 15.45, pretty reachable, right? Still like half the all-time high. And This is hasn't even run, and look at the volume. Volume is not even there yet. Like volume is kind of okay volume. When we had massive run before, look at the volume, right? Like volume was crazy, right? Like 314 billion dollars on that week, and the next week, like what was that, 169, and right now we are like what, 4 billion and 40 billion. I mean, 40 billion is pretty significant, but it's still nowhere before like what we had. And if you look at the chart, it's just kind of slowly curling up, and I think like we do have some resistance around here, and once we reach, I think we'll probably gonna probably test 30 and 35. So yeah, that's all I wanted to kind of talk. But yeah, if you have any question or comment below, and we will we'll share other things. Cool. Thank you, and have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.